Hello, what's your name, job title, and where do you work?
Hello, I'm Emmanuelle Vire. I'm an associate professor at University College London and I work at the Institute of Prion Diseases.
Can you tell us about your research?
Yes, so I look into epigenetic mechanism in the context of neurodegeneration. I've always looked at epigenetics before, so that's the role of the environment on how your genes are read and interpreted by your cells in your body. We look at how these epigenetic phenomena might be relevant for better classification, diagnosis, and hopefully treatment of neurodegenerative diseases.
Super. And what's exciting in your research field at the moment?
So at the moment, we've conducted one of the first single-cell study in brain in prion diseases, and we're just looking into the proper analysis of the dataset, which is beyond exciting. So we see at the molecular level some very interesting signatures of changes in the transcription of the system that is challenged by prions very, very early on, before even we can detect prion infectivity. So we're quite excited about that.
So is this in the lab or in humans, in a person?
So far it's in the lab, in a mice model, but hopefully very soon, if we get the money, to translate that approach of the single-cell analysis in brain from patients with prion diseases.
So tell us about a time when you overcame a challenge in your research and how.
So as I said, I've always looked at epigenetics, and I started looking at epigenetics in cancer. And then after my postdoc in Cambridge, in the Kouzarides lab at the Gurdon Institute, I was faced with probably so far the biggest decision in terms of career progression, which is what to do next. And it was a very challenging time to decide whether to stay in the cancer field or to move field, and then if yes, where to go. With zero track record, how would I attract funding? So those were very important questions. Also, do I move country? Again, I'm originally from Belgium. I had moved to the UK for my postdoc, but then where next, what next, and how, and with whom? And I think those questions were very challenging. So how did I overcome it? Well, I spoke to a lot of people, and I was very open about my fears and my questions, and I think by opening up, it really became obvious that a lot of people had faced similar challenges, and they could provide me with advice, but also guidance, and very genuine guidance. I remember my mentors saying, well, just broaden your horizon, and what could go wrong?
Try new things. And you ended up at UCL, which is a great place to work.
Yeah, I'm delighted to be there.
So we're here at the Alzheimer's Research UK conference. What have been your highlights of the conference so far?
Where do I start? So many. First of all, the fact that it's in person. I think after many years of staying in front of Zooms and Teams meetings, the other very insightful talk I really liked this morning was the one from Sir John Hardy, who gave a very nice memory of his colleague and friend, and I think through that we could really see what the community remembers from an important researcher. And it's not just a list of publications, it is modesty, fairness, and kindness, and I think those are important qualities. So that would be my top one.
And that was the tribute to Professor Stuart Pickering Brown, of course, by Professor Sir John Hardy. Wonderful. Thank you very much for your time.